Welcome to Framework Fortune and welcome back Framework Fortune community. I'm your host Ben and we've got our co-host H&H Trader Hal in the building with us. Hal, how's it going today?
Going good, man. A nice little Monday. Usually Monday's my worst day, but it's turning around.
That's good to hear. So it's time for the last rip where we take a look at some top gainers, recap any trades we took on the day, and see if there's any trades for tomorrow. So let's not waste any time and dive right in. The SPY, I would consider it still going sideways. Nothing really happening. I mean, it did push for a new high a year out of that channel, but it has pulled back to the top of it.
Yeah.
It's just...
It'll make a decision maybe sometime this week or maybe next week. I got into a ticker called LMNL.
Oh, yes. This one I was refusing to trade today. This one was below the 200-day moving average, so I stayed away from it. But it did have a decent little pop up. There was some plays on it to make some profit.
Out of the opening gate, I was looking for it to start to kind of hold some kind of levels out of the open gate. That was the first thing I was looking for. I was like, okay, well, if I can pinpoint a spot that, maybe a double bottom or something like that, it would be a nice little entry. So also today, I've started using my 1 minute chart as well. And on the 1 minute, I saw it do a nice little pullback at the 350-ish area, kind of struggling around that point. But it was above VWAP, and I was like, oh, okay, this thing looks like it can get going. So I got my shares ready, and I jumped in there. Yeah, right where your little right in there. Jumped in there with the 300 shares in there, and took the ride up.
Nice. So just a quick little ride up there off of this pop of this consolidation. The nice little triangle of consolidation there.
Yep.
Very nice. Yeah, and you double top right there, so you know that was the spot to sell for sure.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, they sold an FDA voucher. Basically, they received $105 million for it, so this company's net worth just went up $105 million. And that was the action it was getting.
The next one that I was kind of I got into was EBON, EBON. I bought in at the $3, right on the $3. Yeah, it did that little U shape right there.
Yeah.
And I got in for 300 shares right in there, and it just could not continue. But I mean, it got me up green, but I was up like one cent green. Yeah. And I was like, bro, I am not taking this. And so I just set my stop. And what I was risking on this trade was on 300 shares, I risked 4 cents. So 4 cents isn't bad. It's $12.
Yeah, that's a very tight stop loss, but yeah.
Exactly.
This looks like this is a cryptocurrency stock too, which we had some weird movements in the cryptocurrency stocks today.
The last one was WORX. I bought at 434 and 441. So I bought overall 30 shares of WORX. And you know what? I actually got stopped out on WORX my first time because I've entered the 100 shares, burned up some capital with a 100 share buy-in. It didn't go anywhere. Then it went on the next rip. So I got in 30 shares with the rest of my capital, but still made about almost $30 on that 30 shares. So that was nice.
Nice. So where did you get in at after this initial rip?
Yeah, right there. So after I saw that get bought up right there, that was a good indication of bullish action. And then I saw it try to go up 2 more times there. And then I saw that pullback. I was like, all right, I'm going right here. And on that green candle right there is where I went ahead and got on in there. That ran that 435 level where it started holding again. And I held these 30 shares all the way up to the top, up
Very
there
nice.
To the 5.
Yeah, and then it had a nasty dump.
Yep. I literally sold right on the $5. I took everything right there. And then, boy, I tell you what, it flooded.
Yeah,
it went.
It's still going down in after hours right now. I got this one early, but I didn't lock out profit on it. I saw it coming up, and we've been talking about WORX a lot last week and on the last rip for Friday. And I saw it pull back to the 40 DMA here, the purple line, and it was holding on this candle right above $4. So I got 40 there at 403 and then
Mm-hmm.
let it consolidate. And when this one started pushing up, I got 50 more at 411. And it climbed nicely all the way up to almost $5, but I was expecting it to test $5 on this push up. And it didn't. It
Mm-hmm.
just stopped at 488. Now at that point I was up like $80. So I tried to hold it for a little while to see if it was going to come back up some more, and I had a stop loss right under 415 because pre-market this 415 420 area was some strong support, and that's what I was kind of looking to hold up because it held up on the rip there and was trying to hold up. The stop loss I put in was still above my entry, so I ended up making $6.67 on it. Nothing crazy, but could have been a lot bigger win. That's how you gotta
Mickey
lock out
D's
profits. Yeah, Mickey D. Yeah, I got that Mickey D profits there.
on Annie, Annie just wasn't playing by anybody's rules. You know what I'm saying? Annie was trying to literally spade everybody, shorts, longs. It's hurting everybody.
Yeah, I made a little bit off of it. I got in after it sold off and was holding right around this 525 area. It started pushing back up. I got in at 50 shares at 553, and it
Mm-hmm.
popped up right there, the 597, almost to 6, and got rejected. And came back down again, but started curling up until it had that nice crossover, the 10-day over the 40,
Mm-hmm.
and shot all the way up there. And I held it for just a little bit to see if it was going to try to keep ripping, but getting that next red candle there, I hopped out. So that was for a little 35.50. Decent little profit on Annie.
What else did you jump into?
Well, I had a little brain fart on MDIA. Not not on my entry. I saw the big rip and saw it pop up on the scanner, so I was watching it, and this was a pretty strong pullback. I mean, it ran all the way up to 911, and I bought at 810 because it looked like 8 was going to hold as some support, and even on the daily chart across here,
Mm-hmm.
that 8 area was some resistance, so I was expecting it to at least try to hold as support. But I only meant to buy 50 shares of this because I knew it was a bit risky, and I ended
Mm-hmm.
up buying 100, and then when it just started dumping lower, I had to just get out because I wasn't going to hold for much longer with 100
Yeah.
shares, and it was a $29 loss.
Yeah, it looked like a better entry would have been a little bit closer to that whatever that bolder purple line is right there.
Yeah, that's the 40 DMA. It wasn't a great entry in the first place. Basically bought into a falling knife, falling dagger. If
Mm-hmm.
I just waited that out, I could have just avoided this whole trade pretty much. So
Yeah.
it just wasn't a good trade. And then, oh boy, BTBT. This sweet, lovely stock that's been paying me money's decided to take some of it back. Now, this was a bad trade as well. I was just still being greedy off of the hype that BTBT went on a run. And also, Bitcoin was still trying to break 46,000, and BTBT is not really running with it today. I think it's gotten too overextended, and investors are locking in profits. Institutions probably locking in profits on it because it moved against Bitcoin. Bitcoin is now over 46,000, and it
Mm-hmm.
sold all the way off down to the 1625 area.
I guess people selling the stock, going and buying the crypto.
Yeah, maybe so. That's what I'm saying. It's weird. There's a couple of plays that were crypto stocks today. Like Annie was another one where it didn't really do what Bitcoin and Ethereum were doing. Like all of them have been running with Bitcoin and Ethereum until today. Just like a switch in the market, which I don't know if that means anything for cryptos or, if, like I said, if people are just locking out profits because this was a very nice rip. You know, it was like a 2-3 week rip. But yeah, I ended up losing $100 on this one, only on 30 shares. I had 5 shares I still held from last week, but added 30 at 1997, looking for the break here. So I just bought at the top like an idiot.
I thought you were waiting the first 30 minutes, bro.
Yeah, but BTBT, like I said, my emotions got the best of me. I was being greedy, feeling the smell of the money from all that money I made from the last 2 weeks on it, that I just jumped back in there without any, basically broke all my rules.
Yeah.
So it cost me. You break your rules, you lose some money. So I do have a swing CXDC. Oh, nice. It just popped up to 115 here in after hours. This popped up on my scanner. No PR or anything, but it was not been over $1 in a while, about 3 months. So this is a dollar breakout play, and it's still kind of getting held at $1. But I got in 98 cents here on this little pullback, 30 shares. If it drops 50 cents, which more than likely it's not, that would be down here. Then
Hmm.
I would only lose $15. So I think it's a pretty low risk swing to see if this thing can come back and get over the previous high a year of 135.
Hmm.
But this is a plastic company, and there's plastic shortages and all that. So maybe it could continue to run. It's a consumer discretionary stock. We have seen over the last couple of months some of these go on some nice rips. We'll see what happens. It's making some nice moves here in after hours, though.
Man, WORX would have been a great play Friday when I took 300 shares if I held it, but I was not holding that over the weekend.
No, no. That's why I sold most of my BTBT. BTBT did gap up, and ran over $20. But I had to, you see right there where I locked all the rest of it in on Friday. There's no way. In 2 days, Bitcoin could drop $10,000. That's happened plenty of times. So, not holding a crypto stock swing.
It's
A lot of it anyway. I mean, I held 5 shares, but at that point, 5 shares is nothing.
it's so funny. Last week you had already called. You said that BTBT was gonna switch it up this week. You called it on whenever we did that last rip. You're like, yeah, I took off because I know that we're entering into a new week and it can do whatever. Bro, you called it. You called it,
Well,
man.
you know,
Greed is something like a drug, isn't it?
it is. Greed will get you in trouble. That's a great example right there where I guess I called it. I remember that now that you're saying it, but yeah, that's pretty dumb. Didn't listen to my original advice on this, so I could have avoided this loss too. So I just kind of was filling out the market today. I was looking to see if we're going to change market conditions, but we're not. We're still in this choppy market, and I just got a little greedy, throwing out too many lines in the water. We'll be back tomorrow for some more live stream trading. Both channels on H&H Traders channel. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. And then on the Framework Fortune channel. And are we good to go for the 8 o'clock pre-market show?
Yep.
30 minutes before market open. All right, so we both should be good and ready to go for that. So be sure to catch either live stream to hear us talk trash about what stocks are going to run on the day. Appreciate everybody joining us as always. Stay safe out there. Until next time.